I am not a writer. I barely consider myself an artist. I have ideas, sure, but I have no idea what to do with them. I'd say I'm a creative person at best, but not much more than that. How does that sound for shooting yourself down? There it is, immortalized on paper. Old, bad habits. Habits of thinking. My name is KG, and I am the content manager for Danique Notebooks. In a random and ironic turn of events, I was thrown on a plane, heading to an island to a writer's retreat. I am not a writer. Everyone at the retreat said how lucky I was to have flown in on such a beautiful day. What I thought would be a simple work trip to film and interview turned into a blatantly obvious change. I wasn't welcome here as a quiet observer. No one told me I would be fully and positively embraced as one of the retreatees. Why would they care about little old me? This is Jen Ferber, founder of Write Doe Bay.
We're at Doe Bay in Olga, Washington on Orcas Island. We're at the 22nd Write Doe Bay.
And these are some of my friends that I met at the retreat. They are the ones that made me believe that I might actually be a writer.
It began as an idea right over my shoulder. There used to be an apple tree. Some singer-songwriters were performing, and I began to wonder if they went through the same writing process as novelists and fiction writers.
She was having this conversation with the owner of Doe Bay. He is the one, he used to have a music festival here. She was like, what if it was all sorts of different artists? And kind of came up with this idea of having different genres of writing, all sorts of different types of, and then as far as like people that would come, they don't have to have any sort of specialty even, or even the beauty of it is that maybe they have one specialty, but then they learn how to write a song as well.
I am not a writer. It's the first workshop now. I have been officially introduced to the 30 plus in attendance as if I was there on my own free will and merit. So there it was right before me, some low-hanging fruit of incredible opportunity to change. And I seized that opportunity, and now I was all in.
My desire to cultivate a space where people can unlock their stories. Throughout the years, it was through trial and error and doing this with the people that I love, that I consider my family, trying to create community. I've seen it save a life in every way. I've seen it change lives. I've seen lifetime friendships happen.
My husband bought me a ticket. I thought it was just a retreat, not a writer's retreat. I showed up, I was surprised, but I jumped in kind of feet first, and I had one of the best weekends of my life. I came home and my husband was like, you seem different. You just have this nice little sparkle. And I never wanted to come back because I didn't think it would ever be that special again. And he asked me at some point, do you want to go again? I said, absolutely not, because it was too beautiful. I'll never capture that again. And he goes, well, I bought you another ticket. I went again, and it was even more magical than the last time. And now I've been here 9 or 10 times. I've lost count, and I really come here to fall in love with strangers. I love to write while I'm here. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a writer, but the thing I've learned is that everybody's a writer. You just come into this space and you can write. I leave with friends that I've had for years now. I love meeting new people here, and that is not something before I ever came here that I was comfortable doing.
I learned learn something, I pick something new up, and I learn something new about myself every single time. And I learn something new about other people and the human experience. And well, I think it's for everybody. Currently downstairs right now, we have a 20-year-old. We've had somebody in their early 90s, and it's like a big walk of life, different stages of life. And then also every level of education, to maybe they haven't graduated high school, to college degrees, and it's for everybody. Maybe you come a little guarded, and then you realize that when you walk in the room that you're amongst so many other people that are willing to be vulnerable as well. And so when other people are being vulnerable around you, it helps open up different parts of you.
We are all insecure, and we're all just trying, fighting for our lives to, and so showing up here, the best narratives that I've heard come from people like that you do not seem like writers. They're just people. We all are insecure. It's sometimes you just have to fake it, you just have to show up anyways, because the only way to realize that everyone else is too is to show up.
There is nothing permanent except change. Am I a writer?
I don't spend a lot of my free time writing, but I always end up writing a little something that I really needed to get put on a page. It just somehow ends up being exactly what you need. That's what Write is. Yeah.
I think, every sort of creative writing conference or gathering can be different in its culture, and I think that for people who come to Write Doe Bay, it is very much a kind of group that is interested in generating work, exploring new ideas, trying out different voices, and exploring craft at varying kind of levels, but it's a very safe space to explore one's creativity and to be around others who are on that creative journey in different places.
Writing is like journaling or writing notes down or whatever can be like a tool to catalyze the other forms of art. Writing is such a foundational tool for expression, and you don't have to write something that's going to be published or read in any sort of professional or polished sense. I think it can just be a tool for yourself to get to the other place. How are you going to bring what's inside of you out, into the world? And you might need to process that through writing.
No one ever said that I was a writer during my time at the retreat, but I didn't need to hear the words spoken to me. What incredible wonders for an unassuming traveler like myself lie behind a band of searching people eager to invite, inspire, and embrace. The purity and unseen unity from Write Doe Bay is what instilled my belief that I have become what I truly thought I wasn't.